Welcome to DIY RV and Home Camper's Life. My name's Greg. Hey, supplemental to my last video, the RV furnace diagnostics and repair. I got that working. It works beautiful. I wasn't going to take you outside and show you putting the vents back on, but I thought this was worthy of giving a little video on just to show you what I'm doing and why I'm doing it and how to fix it. So the furnace gets attached with two tubes. We got an intake and exhaust right in here, and as we see, we got 6 screws that go into it. Now when I took it off, this screw particularly right here was stripped and wasn't getting into anything, so I figured, well, I'm gonna have to look at that. Well, if you notice, kind of look at how the hole is on this side, and this is actually where they had the hole screw in the first when we got it. You can see it's a little higher than the other one. Reason is because if we look real close, the way they cut it, there is no backing material to catch that screw. So they tried to go up, and even then, that's still, let's get it out of the way. There is nothing there for that screw to bite into. So it's not even doing a job. And this one wasn't doing too great either. So I'll probably try to put a piece of backer there. But here's what I'm doing. I've got a piece of oak, just scrap wood that I actually have lying around, but I've got a piece of scrap oak, and what I'm going to do is come in. Now hopefully I don't drop it because I'm holding the camera also, but I'm going to come in like this, and I'm going to fix it right there to where I can drill a hole through into the oak, and that way I can put my screw in there. And also on this side, that'll give me some very good backer for the screws. Oh, there we go. Now that I'm going to use a hot glue to get it fixed in place so it doesn't move around when I'm doing it, and I'm drilling it, pre-drilling it, so when I do screw it, I don't push it off and drop it down. I hate to do that. Up on this one, let's see, I've got a piece. I might go ahead and work on gluing that one, and then right up there like that, and then I could pre-drill that one again too, and that way when I do go put the screw in, it's not gonna pop this off. For this one especially, since it could have the opportunity to spin if it gets really tight, the screw gets tight, I'll glue it, drill it, and then I'll actually run the screw in, make sure that's going to go in without any problem, without it popping off the backer that I've put in there. So that's what I'm doing. I'll bring you back when I got them glued in place and show you the next step. All right, so you can see that I've got the backer in. I had to work quick, get it in, so it's not exactly perfectly level, but sure is going to cover that hole and cover that hole as a backer. And then again, I've got the one up here that I've got. Now all I'm going to do is take my drill, come in, just like that, and then we're going to come on this one right here. I've already put the vent back in place, and then ran this spot hole right here. And then we're going to come up to this one. Next I'll get set up, and I'll run the screws in these holes right here, make sure that it's going to work properly. So we've got the backer in, got the 3 screws in. Let's go ahead and just, there we go. That looks good. Let's come over here. Looks wonderful, and there we go. We got some good backing again. So I'll get those off. I'll go ahead and clean this up. I'm going to use some denatured alcohol to get this cleaned up fine and prepped, ready to go. I have already cleaned this up. I've got the butyl tape. I'll put butyl tape on it, get it in there, we'll get the screws placed, and then we've got some silicone to go across the top, and I'll show you which silicone I'm going to be using. It is for RVs. So your regular silicone that you get at the hardware stores and stuff like that is not necessarily designed for your RV. So I would be cautious of using that. I would go get, yes, it is a little bit more expensive, but I would go get the right stuff. So let me get that stuff, get this cleaned up, and I'll be right back. Got butyl tape around the back side of it. Got this one vent tube in. It's got butyl tape behind it also. Now I'm just going to go ahead and slide these into place, grab some screws and screw it in. Okay, all I got to do is just clean it up. We've got squish out on the butyl. I've doubled it up in places to help with the backing of it. Up top here, I got to throw some caulk. So I'm going to get the butyl all kind of cleaned up, and then I'll come back and we'll silicone it. We'll call it done. All right, vents on. Kind of got the butyl cleaned up around it. Last thing to do is take some of this ProFlex RV silicone and put across the top so that we don't have any water catching in and trying to get behind it, since they have this nice little catch right there. Last thing I want to do is you have to take it off. That way. So there we are. We've got the cover back on. We got the butyl tape behind it, silicone. We've got the holes fixed so the screws will tighten up in it. Call it a job done. The reason I brought you back on this one is just because showing you how to throw some backer behind some stripped holes. Unfortunately, quality has kind of gone downhill past several years in the RVs. It's not necessarily because of them, it's because there is such a demand on them that they're trying to push them out as fast as they can, and something gives, and I guess it's quality nowadays. And action. There it is. We've got it fixed. We've got the backers for the stripped holes. We've got the butyl tape behind with silicone across the top. Now we're ready to go. The only reason I brought you back on this one is just to show you, unfortunately, some of the quality that's coming out nowadays on trailers, RVs in general, along with a way to fix it. So if you do run across this, you have another tool or trick in your pouch to take care of the job and get it done. Anyways, if you like the video, please hit the like button, subscribe, and share the video. Until next time, happy camping.